Hello, I'm Crickets, and welcome back to I Have a Story. I'd like to share with you a possible theory that popped in my head last week. We learn things, and all the knowledge we gain learning in our life, we use those experiences and knowledge to understand the world around us and make sense of things that take place around us. When it comes to oil in the ground, I've always thought, because everybody understands oil and lubrication, everybody knows what oil does in our engines. We have to have it to lubricate moving parts. And I always thought about it from that perspective, on understanding that knowledge, and the fact that we know that our plates underneath in the earth, underneath the ground, slide back and forth, and people have speculated about that oil lubricating our tectonic plates, and how the possibility of removing oil and lubrication could cause disruptions in the ground. Well, that all has plausible thought to it. But then last week I was talking to a friend of mine, and I'm looking for some bulk used oil. I'm planning on making another folder of videos more pertaining to my life and more knowledge to share and the way I live and things that I do. I was looking for some bulk oil. A friend of mine said, "Hey, I have 50-gallon drums of used oil out back." I'm like, "Sweet. Why do you have 50-gallon drums of used oil?" Well, his property, he inherited it from his uncle, and his uncle, he was telling me, that had a oil drip heater out in the pole barn. And for those of you who don't know what an oil drip heater is, there's tons of information online about it. You can YouTube it, you can look on Google, but basically you have a burn chamber and then a container on top of it full of oil, and it just drip, drip, and keeps the fire lit. I wasn't thinking about the earth at all, and this is the way my brain works. These things just pop into my head, like, where'd that come from? It made me put that perspective into our earth. Now, I want to say it was, I'd say over 20 years ago, I watched a documentary on, I believe it was on National Geographic. My whole life, I enjoy watching things that are educational and that I can learn from more than I do entertainment. And this just absolutely fascinated me. And it was a story about a submarine that went down so low into the ocean, and they found open lava in our ocean floor. And in our perspectives of minds, well, how can that possibly be? I mean, water puts fire out. How can there be lava in direct contact with water, and nature just flows that way? And that lava was so hot that the submarine started melting when they got too close to it, and they had to back away. I remember them saying that they found that this is how the oceans purify the water. They found where the water would flow in places and then come out in places. And again, these are all theories. We don't fully, we do the best we can with the knowledge we have and the experiences, and put it all together to figure out how this stuff works. You don't need a title and a paycheck to do that. Some answers, you don't need equipment and things, even though those help us verify it. You just have to have knowledge, experience, and a willingness to use it in these aspects. I don't use them in sports and entertainment. I use them in the real world. I want to know how this whole universe works. So I found that absolutely fascinating. Fascinating. And then last week, when my friend brought up that oil drip heater, it popped into my head. I wonder if that's what one or other, both purposes, lubrication and the aspect of the oil drip furnace. How does that lava stay burning and stay hot inside of our core, the core of our planet? Well, it needs something to burn, I'd imagine. What if the oil is actually like a drip furnace for fueling the lava that's in our planet? And what all that actually does for us, if it purifies our oceans, and our oceans, you toxify something as big as an ocean, that all evaporates with the water and gets into the air and rains down on us. And we are talking the largest surface of our planet is water. So there's an awful lot to all of that. How the water evaporates on top of toxicity. Think about aspects about how water evaporates. You add chemicals to water, it evaporates differently. You can add chemicals in and it evaporates faster. Like if you add alcohol into water, or water evaporatives like what you put in your gas tank to remove water from your fuel. You add chemicals to that, which we've done throughout far too long and way too much of. What does that all do? And if you're not burning hot enough and your fire's not burning like it's supposed to, just imagine all the aspects just in that one little aspect right there that could do to our planet. Now, I'm not a tree hugger, and I've loved my old vehicles that create emissions. I don't even know that we even know what we're looking for in all the emissions, because I've learned throughout the medical industry, through the knowledge I have in chemicals, cars, everything I try to learn about. We don't know everything that's out there to even look for to know that it even exists. So much. Part of the term cancer, it's an umbrella term. We don't actually know what all the perspectives are of cancer. We just put an umbrella term on it called cancer. You have cancer of the brain, cancer of the liver, and there's all sorts of various types of cancer, and cancer just means damaged cells. That's all it means. Well, what caused that damage and the full aspects we don't even fully understand. So this is another theory that I have. Is it possible that the oil on our planet is actually what, again, lubricates and or keeps those fires lit? Well, welcome to my brain, people, and how it works.